Today on the Topping Show, Stephen King posts a picture of himself wearing a Kamala Harris t-shirt and gets roasted online. Joey Reid says that Trump blew his campaign on Elon's X Spaces interview. Kamala Harris has an event that is stormed by pro-Palestinian quote-unquote protesters. The Secret Service agent left her post apparently to nurse her baby. Palm Beach mayor is considering closing Trump's Mar-A-Lago. Walmart quarterly earnings are in and boosted the stock. Lockheed Martin to buy Terran Orbital for $450 million. And Mazda issues a do not drive recall. All of that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Guy says he's quite handsome and brilliant. Tease me, see that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Walmart quarterly earnings in, and their stock shoots up like a rocket as their e-commerce continues to grow. Now this is brought to us thanks to investing.com, which, A+ for marketing, you know exactly what that website is all about. Here you can see a couple little pictures there. Iconic Walmart logo. Now they note that Walmart reported its second quarter earnings topping analyst expectations. A+ for good word there. They say the retail giant share jumped by more than 7% within the news of this, and they also host a strong, robust e-commerce growth and improved margins. Walmart posted adjusted earnings per share of 67 cents, beating the analyst expectations of 64 cents. Revenue for the quarter was, $169.3 billion, exceeding the consensus estimate of $168.52 billion, representing a 4.8% year-over-year increase. The company's global e-commerce sales grew by 21%, which is astronomically insane because I don't know anyone. I suppose philosophically, do we really know ourselves? But in all seriousness, the only person I know who's ever used the Walmart e-commerce platform was myself when I actually wanted to test it out. When, interesting enough, I was trying to buy a new earpiece for my Bluetooth, Bluetooth earpiece for my phone. And yeah, I was a little disappointed. It turned out it shipped to me and it was broken and used. Now, Walmart was pretty easy in terms of I was able to return it, no charges, no hassle, yada yada. It's still disappointing. And granted, yes, I was a third-party fulfillment on the e-commerce platform, just like Amazon has that as well. And then I did order some tent panels for my corporate, pop-up tent, the logo for the tech company I own. That transaction was much more flawless, and the product did arrive new and all fine and all as good as all well. But yeah, in terms of most people buying from e-commerce websites, again, anecdotally, I still only know of myself who actually has given it a go thus far. Now, they say that Walmart's consolidated gross margin rate improved by 43 basis points, primarily due to gains in the Walmart US and Walmart International segments. The retailer's consolidated operating income increased by $0.6 billion or 8.5%, benefiting from higher gross margins, growth in membership income, and reduced e-commerce losses. Doug McMillan, the president and CEO of Walmart, says, quote, "Each part of our business is growing. Store and club sales are up. E-commerce is compounding as we layer on pickup and even faster growth in delivery, and our speed improves. Our newer businesses like marketplace, advertising, and membership are also contributing, diversifying our profits and reinforcing the resilience of our business model." Which, unquote, and is quite true. Was it, I believe it was Vizio? They actually bought out a TV manufacturer 1 or 2 quarters ago, fiscal quarters ago, to bolster their diversity. Because again, with the TVs these days, you got the advertisements on them, and then they also have, they think you have even the apps as well. So, because again, remember, people keep saying, oh yeah, these grocery stores are so greedy. Groceries are terrible. That's why companies like Walmart are diversifying into other things so much and trying so aggressively to move up to other products. Friendly reminder, if anyone complains about grocery stores being greedy, most of these grocery stores are publicly traded. You can find their data online. The gross margin industry average for groceries is 2%, which again is also known as terrible. They barely make, I was going to say, that's a rough business model. That's why there's so few dedicated grocery stores that only sell groceries. And that's why, last time I checked, there's not a lot of startups in the grocery industry on average. Which again, that's why Walmart's got the right idea. Keep pushing the e-commerce, keep pushing the televisions. Because again, those products, I don't know, whatever people are buying on the e-commerce platforms these days, they're a lot more profitable than oranges or apples. Well, I should clarify, apple, the good Macintosh apple, the one you actually eat, not the ridiculously overpriced laptops, but I partially digress. They say that for the third quarter, Walmart expects earnings per share between 51 cents and 52 cents per share, slightly below the analyst's consensus of 54 cents. However, the company raised its full year fiscal 2025 outlook, projecting earnings per share range from $2.35 per share and $2.43 per share, in line with current analyst expectations of $2.43 per share, up from the previous guidance of $2.23 per share. Well, that is interesting. They're actually raising their full year outlook for fiscal 2025. Which again, companies are pretty hesitant to do that. And again, none of this is financial advice. Truth be told, if I was a financial guru, I would have bought Walmart stock decades ago, but I partially digress. It's one of those things where, yeah, missing those expectations, and when you're giving these expectations to all the public, that's when the stock, it usually, 99% of the time, that stock gets hit hard. So they're actually increasing their outlook for 2025. That's saying that they have very high confidence that their sales are going to keep growing, which is saying something because right now, even though we have political and cultural economic uncertainty, well, people are still buying groceries. And again, the attach rate is what helps Walmart because, again, they're not making money on the food. They're making money when you walk past the t-shirts and you pick up one of those and you decide, oh, yeah, I need a, what does Walmart sell? Well, everything. I need a ream of printer paper. Now, that's a fun industry term with the word ream there. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Walmart's done pretty darn good. I mean, let me pull up their stock really quick. Get that trend going. Walmart stock price. What's it looking like these days? And granted, by the time this video is rendered and uploaded, it'll be different because that's what the stock market does. But geez, it's $73.15 per share. What's their div? Oh, I'm not seeing a dividend yield. Do they not give dividends? I thought they did. Now, 1 month, they're actually down a little bit, 1.36%. Year to date, hindsight's 2020, it's up 29.31%. 1 year, they're up 29% again. Past 5 years, this is where I'll really cry inside in terms of not investing. Yep, it's up 94.21% in the past 5 years. So they're doing phenomenal. Again, not financial advice, not like kind of legally stuff gotta say, but pretty interesting. Even in down economy, they're continuing to make money on the more profitable items, including their e-commerce platform. And I mean, that was the reason they bought Jet.com, which again was trying to rival Amazon for New York Minute, and they grew pretty quickly. Walmart bought them and incorporated that into their e-commerce platform. Now, again, anecdotally, I don't know anyone who uses the Walmart e-commerce platform. Maybe they're trying, in terms of them maybe changing metrics. I know people are starting to buy the groceries online, have them delivered, which then that would count towards the e-commerce platform. That doesn't really help them because, again, groceries aren't that great for profitability. But let me know, do you know anyone who's used the Walmart.com or the actual e-commerce part of the business where you're buying things like books and swimsuits and other random things on there? Or is it literally just myself that gave it a test a little while back? Let me know in the comments because, as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you got to say. Other interesting business news, you got Lockheed Martin to acquire Terran Orbital for $450 million, which I was going to say, hindsight's always 2020, but when it comes to the defense industry and getting not financial advice, I can't help but notice they really do well a lot of the time. And Lockheed Martin's the best example, bar none, of a defense company growing over time and having a majority market share, bar none. I mean, they're perhaps most iconically known for the F-35 Lightning II, which had more subcontractors than you possibly fathom in terms of all the people actually go into making the plane. But the actual final assembly and a lot of the research development is with Lockheed, kind of like the project lead, so to say, as well as the manufacturer of the end product. And they've been growing like a weed for decades. This is brought to us appropriately from a website by the name of Space News, and Jeff Faust is right over there. It says Lockheed Martin to acquire Terran Orbital for $450 million. There you can see those outside their office building. And they say, quote, Lockheed Martin said it will buy Terran Orbital for 25 cents per share in cash and retire the company's existing debt. The deal expected to close fourth quarter has an enterprise value of $450 million. And of course, this caused shares of Orbital to increase to 40 cents per share. Again, not financial advice. But of course, geez Louise, I wish I would have bought that. Hindsight's 2020, of course. Now, they say that Lockheed already owns 1/3 of Terran Orbital from past investments and has a strategic partnership buying small sat buses from the company for use on Lockheed Martin programs such as Space Development Agency contracts. Lockheed Martin president of Space, Robin Lightfoot, says, quote, we've worked with the Terran Orbital for more than 7 years on a variety of successful missions. Their capabilities, talent, and business momentum align with Lockheed Martin's strategic plans, We're looking forward to welcoming them onto our team, unquote. Lockheed Martin said that the company will continue to be a, quote, commercial merchant supply of the industry to small satellite systems. However, Terran Orbital said in the recent Securities and Exchange Commission filings that Lockheed accounted for more than 90% of the funded backlog of contracts, which, in terms of fiscally speaking, that actually now excludes $2.4 billion contract Terran Orbital won a year and a half ago to build 300 satellite constellations for Rivada Space Networks. So it makes sense to buy them out. You're already doing 90% of their business. You're pretty well intimate with the company. Now, Mark Bell, CEO of Terran Orbital, said, quote, this move will open new opportunities for growth and innovation, and we can't be more excited about the future. Access to Lockheed Martin's incredible engineers and world-class facilities will only accelerate our business plans to provide low-cost, high-value options to our ever-growing customer base. Which, yeah, I mean, well, we see the cost actually goes down, but yeah, there's huge benefits of economies of scale. Just like when you go to buy something from Walmart versus Sam's Club, which same company, but when you're buying in a bigger bulk, you get usually a cheaper price per unit. And again, Lockheed is one of the biggest buying entities on the planet, so they get some pretty aggressive discounts for everything from staplers to servers, everything that company needs. I can't imagine the price per unit break they get. So that would definitely help Orbital out in that regard. It'll be interesting to see what the future is for them. And again, in terms of, some people might speculate, well, is the SEC or the U.S. government going to shoot this down? I guess pun not really intended, since it's aerospace companies. But no, I highly doubt so. I mean, years ago, I was skeptical about Lockheed expanding when they bought Sikorsky helicopters, which they're really only known, well, to me, the consumer really only known them for the iconic Black Hawk helicopter for the most military contracts. Don't get me wrong, Sikorsky makes awesome, a lot of people use them for reporting and, luxury aviation for helicopters as well. But to me, the most iconic thing is the Black Hawk helicopter. And at the time, I thought maybe the government will shoot it down because Lockheed's already the biggest in the game, bar none. But no, they let it fly through. And again, they sell our company $450 million relative to the defense industry. It's very much a rounding error. So there's the possibility the government's actually going to shoot this down and say no to this acquisition. I doubt that's going to happen. And of course, when it comes to Lockheed Martin stock, let's pull that up really quick for some fun facts here. Let's see here. Let's see, Lockheed Martin. How they've been doing lately. Spoiler alert, great. So if you want to buy, jeez Louise, insanely good. If you want to buy one share of Lockheed Martin stock, it's going to cost you $560.23 per share. Gosh, year to date, they're up 23%, increasing $100. In the past 1 year, they're up 26%. Past 5 years, they're up 48%. Wow, that is astronomical. And of course, all-time stock, they're up 3,235% since they IPO'd way back in, looks like 1986 for $15 per share. Wow, can't imagine. That's probably one of the best investments bar in history. So yeah, they're doing pretty darn good. And again, when it comes to military contracts, they're all bid out. But in terms of the capabilities of companies that are realistically they can fulfill the contracts, they're more rare, especially when it comes to some of these larger vehicles that Lockheed is known for. So yeah, again, not financial advice, but geez Louise, wish I bought their stock decades ago. And given the political economic uncertainty, can't help but think Lockheed's probably going to continue to accelerate for quite some time. Going over to the Culture podcast, you have Stephen King posted a picture of himself wearing a Kamala Harris t-shirt, and it backfires. Now, for New York Minute, I thought maybe he was a hostage under duress. Certainly doesn't look happy. But I'm only partially kidding. He's been a longtime shill for the DNC, as many people are in Hollywood. I think him and Mark Hamill are up there in terms of blindless faith to the political organization. Still yet to see if there's even one person in Hollywood left that is more right-leaning. Certainly not out loud. Fascinating how that is. That comes straight from Stephen King's account on X Twitter, which is also hilariously ironic. He keeps complaining about Elon Musk and how bad Twitter is, yet he uses it very, very frequently. But nevertheless, here's a picture of Stephen King, and he looks dead inside, don't get me wrong. He's wearing a little... Is he also wearing a Kamala Harris hat? No, I was gonna say that if there is a Kamala Harris hat, there's probably one in existence. I'm sure there's a hat out there. I've just never seen it. So he has a, what is this? I can't read the first letter. But it's is it Sarasota Pride? Something Oda Pride in his hat. It's a purple hat, which I don't know anyone. I I can't fathom who thought it was a good idea to make a purple hat to begin with. But nevertheless, he has a black T-shirt on, and I don't know if it's a good metaphor for the Kamala Harris campaign, but well, it turns out the T-shirt is a ripoff of Obama, when many of her policies are ripping off, Biden and even Trump with the idea of don't tax tips. So the picture is of Kamala, but it's in the motif or the art design of the Obama posters for the Hope and Change, and it simply says it has a picture of her, and it says on the T-shirt, "I'm speaking." Also hilariously ironic because she hasn't taken a press interview in weeks, and of course, she doesn't actually answer any questions or do much. And he's got 2 thumbs up. And he just looks so sad and dead inside. It's almost as if he's in his own dystopian book. Yeah. And it went pretty viral. Of course, he's wearing cargo pants as well. Got nearly 1 million views but 64,000 likes. Again, this is Stephen King. He's more left-leaning, so presumably more people that are left-leaning would follow him on social media. And so he should get many accolades and saying, "You look great, Steve." I mean, probably not, but we'll stop in the comments and find out. X Van Fleet is one of the first ones to respond. He simply did a Photoshop, so instead of Kamala saying "I'm speaking," he has a Soviet Union hammer and sickle. And 274 likes. Cat Turd simply has a GIF of a gentleman saying "super, super, super duper gay." He got 1.4 million, or sorry, 1,000 likes. So the day is young, maybe 1.4 million by the time it's rendered and uploaded. Armand Hamath says Stephen King displaying his support for Kamala Harris. It got 60 likes, and I don't think it was pejorative. All right, we do have one real response that's positive. Paul Zupa simply says creepy, getting 36 likes. Crazy Phoenix says Kamala is awesome, hashtag white dudes for Harris, getting 61 likes. Really? Oh, jeez. So someone did a Photoshop with a Trump shooter, have a t-shirt that says white dudes for Harris, getting 8 likes. Let's see. So ratio by number of comments, but not by number of likes. TS the Deplorable says, funny that it says I'm speaking because she doesn't really speak. She reads a teleprompter like Joe. She says words of other people off script. She's a blithering idiot. Getting 1 like. Although, I mean, given Kamala's speaking acumen, she'd probably say something to the effect of, "I am speaking because speaking is something I do, and speaking is a thing that we do sometimes. We do speak." I mean, that sounds on point. Maybe I'll attempt her accent. Although she changes her accent so often depending on where she is geographically and who she's pandering to, I don't know if it would be possible for me to do a Kamala Harris authentic accent. Let me know in the comments if you want me to attempt to do that sometime soon. You have a witty fellow saying, "Can you please direct me to the policies you're supporting by being a Harris champion?" And 297 likes. David Welsh says, "Stop it." It's a guy with pimples that says white dudes for Harris, getting 74 likes. Like, superheroes. Oh, this is a Wild Bill MC. Some superheroes inappropriately riding each other, says white dudes for Harris, getting 303 likes. Alex Rosen says, "Tell me you have monkeypox without telling me you have monkeypox," getting 1.1 thousand likes. Somehow says actually she's not been speaking for 20 plus days without an interview or answering any questions on policies. And 231 likes. Tony Segura says, "Thought you were all in riding with Biden or do or die. You were going to write his name in if you had to." They have a picture of Stephen King by books. And of course, he has a picture that says, "I support Ukraine," which I doubt he could even point to on a map. I'll support anything but America, I bet. Yeah, 52 likes. The Daily Caller had a picture now it has Trump in the Obama motif. It says "Cope." I get this from the Daily Caller, got 127 likes. Cristano has a fake made-up headline of Kamala Harris that says, "I will fix things if you vote me in office," says woman currently in office. Getting 412 likes. Trump 2024 MAGA baby has a picture of Trump, and the text says, "Rent-free bitches," getting 148 likes. Here. Jim Shrews says, "This is more fitting for you, Steve," and it has a picture of a guy holding a phone. It looks overweight, and he says, "Cucks for Kamala." I got 229 likes. Jack says, "Oh, you're so gay, bro," getting 224 likes. The Chill Dennis says, this is why it's important to wash your neck, folks," getting 34 likes. Is there any? Any contrarian statements? Oh, finally found another supporter. We had to scroll a while. Haley Shelley says we're not going back. And it says little gif of Kamala with walls, and then she's saying we're not going back. 134 likes, which, yeah. So we've got 2 positive comments. Oh no, 3. General TM says Stephen King is with her and has Stephen King riding a pony or unicorn with AI, getting 30 likes. Let's see. A couple more memes of white guys for Harris. Little Red simply has a picture of the iconic picture of Trump holding his hand up in defiance after the attempted assassination, getting 60 likes. So, yeah, not great. I was gonna say, as youth might say, he got ratioed. What the heck? And a couple AI images. A lot of people. Oh, there's an interesting AI image. TJ Wolf says new T-shirts are cool and says Kamala, getting 106 likes. So the real question is, will this help Stephen King sell any books? Well, maybe in San Francisco, but on average, probably not. I mean, the U.S. is about 50-50 split when it comes to political ideologies and cultural ideologies. And I mean, I guess this will help reinforce his popularity or accolades, presumably if he lives in Hollywood or California. Maybe. But yeah, in terms of selling more books, probably not a prudent idea to do. But again, he's from Hollywood. Maybe he just wants to fit in with his friends as he continues blindlessly down this path. And it is funny. Maybe by the time this video is rendered and uploaded, he'll have a new post. He'll say, "Here's the 3 bullet points why I think Kamala Harris is a great candidate. Here's the thing she's done that's the reason why I'm voting for her." I mean, he probably won't, but maybe. And let me know in the comments. Are you surprised by this? Do you think? I mean, people like Stephen King. Do you think they'll ever actually wake up or admit why he's? Because again, he was Biden don't die. He was all about Biden. The party literally pushed Biden out. But well, let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on Stephen King? Are you a fan of his? Do you think he'll ever change? As always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting cultural news, you have Joy Reid saying that Trump blew his campaign on Elon's ex-Twitter interview. Even though, according to Elon, he apparently got 1 billion views and it was almost, I was going to say, probably one of the most viewed videos ever. I mean, I was impressed that they were even able to do it in spite of a cybersecurity attack in which everyone was, I believe, Elon claimed it was a DDoS attack or denial of service attack, in which they were basically trying to overwhelm the servers, overwhelm the capacities with false requests so that everyone couldn't listen. And they eventually did get it. It was a delayed start, but they did get to start. To me, that's pretty impressive. Now, this comes to us thanks to End Wokeness. And he's talking about Joy Reid, quote, Trump literally blew his whole campaign in one Twitter Spaces, unquote. And it says living in an alternative reality. Apologies, I should have given a visual warning. The horrifying if you're looking at Joy Reid. I want to say creepy smile, horror fashion, of course. Now, it is only 28 seconds long, so it's not too. It might feel like an eternity, I know, but let's hear what she has to say. Maybe she'll surprise us with some eloquence and brilliance. I mean, probably not, but.
What is wrong with this man? He literally blew his whole campaign in one Twitter Spaces. His campaign staff must be pulling all their hair out. They're going to be bald-headed like me. But not as cute.
Fact check. Does anyone find that cute? Her teeth are darn near perfect. I'll give her that much. And her teeth, I'm not sure if she spends a copious amounts on white strips, but she has good teeth. I'll give her that. But I don't know if that's a raincoat from REI with some tie-dye thrown on it. I don't know where she's getting that. And those earrings, and yeah. Is she trying? Maybe she's trying for the Kamala effect, or the Kamala cackle. It's a little too soft-spoken. Her voice is a little too soft if she's really trying to do the Kamala cackle, but I mean, it seems to be a little there.
Not as cute.
She stops with a peace sign, while ironically endorsing the party that wants more and more war. Now, it went pretty well, got about 500,000 views and 5.6 thousand likes. One of the first responses comes from Gunther Eagleman, who says, quote, she looks like Montel Williams, getting 927 likes. Taskfast84 says, I don't think Joy Reid even listened to the interview. Trump triggers the F out of her, getting 820 likes, which, yeah, I mean, Trump really didn't say anything too revolutionary on the interview. He said a lot of his traditional talking points, and it was interesting to have a little back and forth with him and Elon. That was unique, but I mean, he didn't come out with like a break, because I tuned into the whole thing. I mean, he didn't come out with some breaking new policy, or, I wish he did. It'd be a great opportunity to do it, but I mean, he really just stuck to his traditional talking points. He elaborated on one or two, but he didn't introduce like a dramatic new idea, as far as like I could tell when I was on it. Now you also have Paul Zupa saying Joy Reid doesn't know her camera angle as well, getting 84 likes. Let's see. Crazy Moment says Trump 2024, and especially of him after the assassination attempt, says make no mistake, they didn't fail to protect him, they failed to kill him, getting 287 likes. Zach Solgia says Joy Reid's TDS is on a whole new level, getting 476 likes. The Disruptor says she's mentally unstable, very narcissistic, and delusional, unquote, getting 277 likes. Bronco Nation, though still disappointed, there is no picture of a vintage Ford Bronco. Nevertheless, this alleged Bronco Nation says she should wear his wig again. She was funnier back then. Well, at least looking at her, it was funny. Got 103 likes. Oh, is this the iconic video? Brian Kennedy says the OG Joy Reid, and it's the, well, I was going to say a little redundant, leftist girl with very, very short hair, glasses, a raincoat, or not raincoat, it's like a yellow rudimentary raincoat, or some type of coat, and a beanie. And this is when this apparently an adult broke down and cried like a child when Trump won the election, which is always entertaining. It'd be fascinating to see where this person is. Maybe they've grown and developed into a rational human being. One would hope. I mean, probably not, but this video never gets old.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President Obama is the ex-president. And Mr. Trump, for the moment, steps away for the inaugural address. What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald. With a gracious Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
Trump is now President of the United States. President Obama is the ex-president. And Mr. Trump, for the moment.
That person has been immortalized as someone who has the lowest of intellect and emotional intelligence, or any intelligence at all. Because, again, I mean, no one should be breaking down and crying like a child because your person didn't win the race. And truth be told, hilariously enough, ironically enough, most people's lives were, dramatically better when Trump was in office. Including, but not just limited to, low gas prices, having more of your paycheck in your pocket, booming economy. There are a lot of benefits. Now, that did get 119 likes. Junita Broderick says, hey, Joy, and it's the Wizard of Oz, the Good Witch. What do you call it, Good Witch? Nevertheless, it says, remember, no matter what, how much you cry like a little bitch, Trump will still be your president, getting 420 likes. JD Sharp says Joy Reid may be an actual demon, getting 442 likes. Filthy ETH says, who is this dude, getting 381 likes. So yeah, Joy Reid, yeah, not so much positive reception for Joy Reid. And I really do wonder how many people tune in to this person and how many person really respect her opinions and are influenced by them. And again, I'm not saying it's zero. A lot of people tune in to The View, mostly to laugh at them. But again, there are a couple folks who do appreciate what they do over there. But, how many people, I would be fascinating. On the left and the right, how many in the middle, how many people are really influenced by celebrity endorsements and celebrity opinions when it comes to politics? I hope very, very few, maybe 1%. But let me know in the comments, do you think Joy Reid is moving people one way or the other, politically speaking or ideologically thinking? Let me know in the comments. As always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Apologies about that. Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have Kamala Harris event stormed by pro-Palestinian quote-unquote protesters. Although, I think a lot of people just call them terrorists because, again, there's a big difference between peaceful protesting and, causing mayhem, destruction, and all of that. Now, this is brought to us originally thanks to, over here, Nick Sorter, who says, quote, breaking, pro-Palestinian quote-unquote protesters have stormed into a Harris Walls event. These protesters were throwing smoke bombs and mass arrests were underway. The left are eating their own. The Democratic convention next week is going to be hell of a time. A little bit of an old post. Let me pull out the video here. Turn that down a little bit obnoxiously loud there. Ironically enough, Kamala's the one that actually paid to get people out of bail, or get them bailed out of prison during the Minnesota riots, during the George Floyd Summer of Love. So it'll be interesting to see if these people actually, stay. If they are really arrested, do they really go to jail, or do they just get let out with, or maybe in some cases just get let out no bail? There's a little clip of them. It went pretty viral. Got 1.3 million views and 33,000 likes. One of the first comments coming from Ryan saying, quote, "The left and the right hate Commie Kamala. Tell me again how she supposedly up in the polls." Getting 605 likes. Let's see here. Nick Sorter replied saying, "I thought it was all supposed to be avoided by picking Hamas-loving Wallace as VP," getting 415 likes. Western Lensman says the DNC convention is going to be lit, getting 475 likes. Nick Sorter responds saying, "Probably literally knowing Tim Walz," in his picture of building completely engulfed in flames, getting 500 likes, which he did allow and encourage in Minnesota. Mike Engelman says, quote, "Democrats are imploding," getting 451 likes. Brianna Price says, "Love seeing them eat their own," getting 283 likes. Scroll down more and more. An AI picture of Trump riding a bald eagle like a horse with the American flag and fireworks behind him. The text accompanying this comes from Mike, saying, quote, they embodied this terrorism for so many years, they shocked they're turning against them. They expect us to pretend that Republican Party is in chaos while Democrats are united. Don't believe it," unquote. Getting 114 likes. The Skip61 says, "They'll just release them in the short term. This is good for us. They'll all end up in Chicago, cause problems. The Democrats will defend them, which will bring more votes to Trump," getting 45 likes. Let's see. David Galago says, "Weird how quickly arrests are made when it's Democrat politicians being harassed," getting 89 likes. And starting to turn against each other. Now, I'm not sure what the alternative is in terms of where they're going to vote instead of Kamala. Are they just going to go over to Tim Kennedy, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, we'll see if they ever actually address this, but it'll be interesting to see. But let's just say, yeah, I don't think they're going to turn it around. But as I always say, time shall tell. Other interesting political news, the United States Secret Service had an agent and she just decided to leave her post to go nurse her baby. Which one would wonder, why is she in the position of the Secret Service? And then you remember the Secret Service as, the DEI goal? Was it 30% female employees? Never forget the overweight, beautiful and brave Secret Service gal who was sitting cowardice behind Trump when he was being shot. Now, the other gal who was on the team was brave and did stand up and stand to try to protect Trump. However, she was also short, and she just literally physically couldn't cover him. Now, this comes to us thanks to Lives of TikTok on X Twitter. They say, "What? A Secret Service agent reportedly abandoned her post at a Trump rally in North Carolina to nurse her baby." Let's see. There you see Trump on, it's actually from National Report.
The Secret Service detail that's guarding former President Donald Trump. So this coming from Real Clear Politics, reporting that a female Secret Service agent abandoned her post in North Carolina to breastfeed her baby during Trump's visit yesterday to the Tar Heel state. The report says about 5 minutes before Trump's motorcade arrived, the site agent who manages security for the entire event did a final sweep of the location.
And while walking the route, the site agent reportedly found the Secret Service special agent in question breastfeeding with 2 other family members present in a room that's supposed to be set aside for official business like an emergency involving the president. The report says the special agent did not have permission to leave her post and gave no warning prior to the event that she needed personal time. Working Secret Service agents are prohibited from bringing children or any family members, for that matter, on a protective assignment.
All right, still working on clarification and details on this, that coming from the reporter for RCP. And it comes about a month after what many consider to be the biggest Secret Service failure in recent American history, the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. For details, national correspondent Alana Austin just got a response from the Secret Service spokesman on this. She joins us live from Capitol Hill with this story. Alana.
Hi, good morning, Sean and Emma. And certainly, as you mentioned there, we're really just weeks out from the attempted assassination on the former president. And we heard from a whistleblower, if you will, a counter sniper, saying he was worried there could be another attack imminently as all of these campaign events, the calendar intensifies here leading up to the November elections. And here's the response I just received from the U.S. Secret Service spokesperson. It is saying all employees of the U.S. Secret Service are held to the highest standards. While there was no impact to the North Carolina event, the specifics of this incident are being examined. Given this is a personnel matter, we are not in a position to comment further. So there were many alarming details of this report that first broke from Real Clear Politics about the family members on site. Of course, just minutes before this event is really supposed to get underway, a Secret Service agent apparently breaking numerous policies and protocols. I've asked the U.S. Secret Service if they could clarify whether all the details of this report are accurate, and at this point in time, we are waiting for further clarification.
Yeah, I don't think they have any standards. In fact, the antithesis, they lower standards to get people into the Secret Service these days, very similar to most branches of the U.S. military. So, great job, Secret Service. Your ineptitudes continue to be highlighted. Literally abandoning your post when your job is to protect the president, one of the most important people on the planet. And yet you're going to take a personal moment. Is it controversial to say that you shouldn't do that? I mean, there was just an assassination attempt, and yet, oh yeah, just swally about. Well, we'll just take a couple minutes off the clock. There are certain jobs where you don't have off time. I mean, your job is to be on point. I mean, it's almost years ago this would have been unfathomable to have so many ineptitudes of the Secret Service. Now, I mean, I guess I'm really not that shocked. Because again, they nearly let, or there's a lot of debate. Is it because the Secret Service is corrupt or inept that Trump was shot? They made a lot of mistakes. I mean, so many mistakes when Trump got shot that day, including allowing the perpetrator to take a drone on site to do survey, to have a rifle rangefinder on him, even had people pointing out to say, hey, why is the guy with a rifle on the roof and the Secret Service did nothing? So at this point, are we really surprised that they have employees leaving their posts to take care of personal issues? And don't get me wrong, if you're a mother, I know it's an important thing to do. Probably shouldn't be on the Secret Service. Probably shouldn't be abandoning your post on these very high pressure events when you have thousands of people coming to see this person. You have thousands of people that could be potential threats. Yet you're, not at your post, not doing your job. Maybe on the loneliness assessment, maybe everyone is going to say, oh no, girl power, she should be able to do everything. Let's dive in the comments. It got 1 million views. Now, TikTok also said, was this another DEI hire? This is the old commercial from the old CBS article or news where they said the Secret Service had a 48% departure rate, and they want to have 30% female recruits by 2030. Yeah, it's not working out so great thus far. But again, they'll probably never forget when Trump was shot, no one was fired. They reassigned those gals. They reassigned some employees. The head of the Secret Service resigned. She wasn't fired. She should have been fired for her ineptitudes. Some people also speculate maybe she's a scapegoat, but no one was held accountable for that. I mean, that's quite literally the definition of you failing at your job as a president getting shot. And yet, no one was fired. Never forget that. Also a great example of how the public sector works. Now, one of the first responses comes from Colin Rugg, says, quote, everyone knows an assassin waits until the United States Secret Service agents are done breastfeeding before he tries to take out the president. 702 likes. There's TikTok responded saying it would be funny if it wasn't terrifying, getting 357 likes. Exhorter says, is this an effing joking? 777 likes. He responds saying the Secret Service is joking, 817 likes. Platinum Memes, although no meme, says, what is going on with the Secret Service, getting 235 likes, which a lot of people are speculating, are they just intentionally making so many mistakes so that something bad will happen again? given all the evidence we're seeing, it's certainly not out of the realm of possibilities. Cash Loren says DEI will get Trump killed, getting 79 likes. Again, you have the iconic picture of Trump after he was shot. It says, make no mistake, they didn't fail to protect Trump, they failed to kill him. Getting 239 likes. Desiree says, what should you trust more? And it's a Cheeto being used as a deadbolt on a door. And then it's the big Secret Service gal who, again, cowered behind Trump when he was getting shot. And then when she was walking into the SUV, she didn't know how to holster her pistol. And she also flagged people with the pistol who were friendlies. AKA, she pointed at people who she's not supposed to be pointing it at, indicating that she has not even rudimentary knowledge of firearm safety or how to actually use it. I got 127 likes. The Righty Girl says, this is why Americans say women shouldn't be in the Secret Service. This shit isn't right here. Getting 288 likes, which, yeah, this is going to be used as a use case as why, again, there are some biological women who, if they're tall enough and fit enough, they might be able to do the job. Again, one of the Secret Service gals who was trying to protect Trump when he was shot was brave because she did get in front of him. She did an exceptional job in that regard. However, just physically, she just wasn't tall enough. And again, that sucks. There's some cards you just don't get in the deck when you're born. You also have old school Eddie saying, why was her child at the event when she was on duty? That's his insanity. Getting 184 likes. Yep. The Appalachian Podcast says, who brings their baby to work when your job is protecting the most hated man in America? Getting 293 likes. Yep. Sean Farish says, nice to know they haven't learned since January 13th. Or maybe they have learned and that's why there's no accountability, so they don't have to be taking their job seriously. Getting 287 likes. Red Ray Press says, how is this allowed? She shouldn't have been cleared to come back to work if she still needs to nurse on the job. Getting 332 likes. Let's see. David Santa Carla says this is the second time a woman has been put the president's life in danger. Stop hiring women. Getting 294 likes. Case in point, a lot of people are going to say you shouldn't hire women, period. I don't think it's necessarily the case. This certainly isn't helping that argument. Again, very similar to the military, and again, some women can do it. But in this instance, they are, one, literally cowered behind the president when he was being shot. One couldn't cover him up when he was being shot. In this case, she's abandoning her post, which, again, is your whole job is to secure these huge, massive events, which are huge security vulnerabilities. When, again, you have thousands of people going to them. A lot of places, and heaven forbid, there's a sloped roof. Moon Soon says, this just proves how they're trying to clean up this mess, not trying to protect him. There's a picture of Trump and a line says, they tried to kill him, they tried to bankrupt him, they tried to jail him, they tried to kill him, they failed, God has a different plan for our next president. Getting 74 likes. Let's see here. Mo Smith says, who had her baby while she was on post? Babies travel with the United States Secret Service now. This just gets worse and worse. Getting 51 likes. Erin Elizabeth Health Nut News says, look, I'm all for breastfeeding, but you don't abandon your post protecting a president who was just shot a month ago and go hang out in a room where you don't have permission to breastfeed when it's not finished yet. What's going on? Got 100 likes. Also, you could pump. So again, there's another way to counter that argument, saying she had to be there at that exact moment. Let's see. AI Human in Disguise says, why do they hire people who aren't capable or able to do the job? Even DEI hires. Getting 36 likes. Let's see here. Here we go. Anti-Left Meme says, can anyone please explain to me what's going on with the Secret Service? Especially the shooter on top of the roof that shot Trump. It says, how does someone get a picture of this, but the so-called Secret Service doesn't see it? Good question. Very good question. You actually have people in the crowd pointing at the shooter at the Trump rally where he was shot. They're literally pointing. And you also have, thanks to new camera leak, the local police told the Secret Service, hey, you should put a guy up there. And they didn't. So instead, the malicious shooter, the bad guy, was on the roof. They got 30 likes. So, yeah, definitely not. I was going to say the Secret Service brand is already subpar to say the least. This certainly doesn't help. And it's basically the question, are all these happening? Are they a coincidence? Are they planned? I mean, it seems like a lot. I mean, it's only happening with Trump with the Secret Service. Interestingly enough, none of these security vulnerabilities or hiccups or mishaps are happening with other candidates or other actually current presidents. I wonder why that is. So let me know, are you surprised by this instance? Do you think the Secret Service will ever do an exceptional job again? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting political news, you have Palm Beach mayor considering closing Trump's Mar-a-Lago because of security concerns. Or maybe it's just more lawfare. Now, this article was going viral on X Twitter. They say, quote, Palm Beach Mayor Daniel Morrill is considering closure of Mar-a-Lago, the estate owned by former President Donald Trump, due to concerns from local residents about their safety. Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure Trump also has private security in addition to the Secret Service. So, these days, I don't know if the Secret Service there is to protect him or set him up. I don't know. But hopefully he has some private security there, and it traditionally is one of the safest places out there. They say the road leading to Mar-a-Lago Southwestern Boulevard has been closed by the Secret Service following an assassination attempt. It's not expected to reopen before Election Day. Closers raised concerns about the feasibility of maintaining the club's operation under these conditions. The discussion has sparked a range of reactions online, with some expressing support for the mayor's consideration, while others criticized the move as politically motivated for an infringement on Trump's rights. Which, yep. Ooh. The mayor looks exactly as you might thought, interestingly enough. Old, thick, white gal with rosy O'Donnell glasses. Glasses thicker than like a palm tree. I don't know where they're buying these things. That was posted by Drew Hernandez, who says, quote, Palm Beach mayor considers closing a Trump Mar-a-Lago estate. Palm Beach mayor Daniel Moore considering shutting down property at local residents report growing concerns about their safety. Got 560 likes. In their defense, maybe they're concerned with their safety because of the Secret Service. Maybe it makes a little bit of sense now. I'm partially kidding. Let's see here. Andrew says, oh really? Let's see her do it. I'll bark and no bite, getting 164 likes. So you can see some more iconic pictures of the Mar-a-Lago estate. Bob says they will never give up trying to destroy the only man fighting for our regular everyday citizens, getting 129 likes. A lot more pictures of her and the estate. I mean, they already tried to steal his property when he was in court. I was gonna say, if people ever want to wonder, or if people are ever wondering if the court systems are just and fair, just remember they tried to value his estate. Was it the New York? They tried to value his Florida estate as like $13 million. I mean, he's worth well over 200. Like the building next door is worth like 60 million, and it's not a business. Mar-a-Lago is also a business. It's a resort, and yet they said, oh yeah, that's only worth 18 million. Yeah, so they tried to steal it in the courts. Now they try to shut down completely. What? I don't know. I mean, heaven forbid, I don't know what they're going to do next. But I mean, at this point, is anyone surprised? I mean, do you think, are they just going to shut it down? Do you think they'll soon just try to take it away at this point? I mean, it's sort of been unfathomable 10 years ago, but I mean, at this point, I don't think anything's out of the realm of possibilities, and I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they just go in and they do try to shut it down. But I mean, let me know in the comments. I mean, do you think this is more political lawfare? As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the business blunder of the day, you have Mazda issuing a do not drive recall for about 82,000 vehicles due to the, of course, Takata airbag recall, as that is gaining more and more momentum because the cartridges, they're aging even worse than we were predicted. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Jalopnik. They say over 400,000 or 475,000 total are being issued a do not drive recall, including the one we talked about recently at Ford. Now, in terms of the fatalities, they say that NHTSA has confirmed the faulty Takata airbags have unfortunately killed 27 people to date and injured 400 others. They say that I cannot overstate how serious the dangers these defective devices are, considering these models are impacted are between a decade or 2 decades old. The inflators are even more likely to explode during a crash. And again, one of the issues is that they will cause actual shrapnel to go at you when they do explode. Now, in terms of the actual Mazdas that are being recalled, they're recalling 82,893 vehicles, including the 2004 to 2009 Mazda B Series, 2003 to 2013 Mazda 6, the 2006 to 2007 Mazda Speed 6, the, to me, iconic, the 2004 to 2011 Mazda RX-8, which was iconically known for having the rotary engine and being a fun sports coupe with suicide doors, and having many of them having a stick shift, as all cars should have by default. Also recalling the 2004 to 2006 MPV, the 2007 to 2012 CX7, as well as the 2007 to 2015 CX9, which, again, Mazda already doesn't have the greatest brand reputation in terms of, I mean, it has a lot of room for improvement. It's already not the most popular one. I think they're real iconically known for making the Mazda Miata, or called the MX-5. I mean, people love that little sports coupe with a stick shift, and truth be told, if I won the lottery, I'd have at least one of those as a fun track toy. Those things are awesome. And thankfully, it doesn't look like that was affected by this particular recall, interestingly enough. But this is also a dead recall. It's a do not drive, so again, literally not supposed to drive. You're supposed to take it to the dealership. And the silver lining when it comes to car recalls is that they're always done for free in terms of the manufacturer will pay for it. Granted, the dealerships get a discount rate for it, so they're not happy either because they're working for less than they normally would when it comes to service rates, and they could be selling other more profitable services, so they're not happy about it either. And depending on the situation, if they have airbags in stock to replace it, it might take it might take a half hour, might take a couple hours, might take a couple of days, depending on what's the capacity of the dealership to actually fulfill and resolve this issue. So you might be without a car, you might have to rent a car, maybe they don't have a loan or a leaser. So a lot of unknown variables that do not pose for a good appetite in terms of customer experience of the product. And again, even though this is the biggest recall in automotive history, I don't think, if you really think about it, I don't think a lot of people would necessarily blame Mazda. You could speculate maybe the quality assurance department should have looked more thoroughly into the Takata airbags when they were acquiring them. But again, pretty much every manufacturer used Takata airbags. And that being said, most Americans don't know what Takata is. But they know the steering wheel logo when they look down and they're driving the car, and it's the Mazda logo. So I think a lot of them are going to actually think of the actual brand Mazda losing reliability, and their customer experience with them will be poor, and maybe they won't buy another one when their family is upgrading or they're getting a new vehicle in their life. So unfortunately, I don't know if you want to blame not doing enough quality assurance or not getting these things switched out even sooner. Gotta say, Mazda, this recall is certainly the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I'd really appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up or thumbs down or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight,